Hey everyone, thank you very much for watching and listening to the Talking Cameras. This is our first episode, and we are super excited to be here. We've been preparing for this for a while, and we're just super excited to get this first episode going, so let's get to it. Our first guest is a very special person in my life. She's been a very big part of what Ayala Films and the Druid Fleet used to be. She's a behind-the-scenes person. She helps out a lot. She is the final person to watch the videos before they go out for delivery. Amongst a lot of things that she does for me, for Ayala Films, for her household, for everything. I thank you for being here. Our first guest of the Talking Cameras is Meghan Ayala, my wife.
Woo!
Yeah.
Excited to be here, finally.
Yeah, we finally made it happen. We got busy schedules. It's, our 3 kids, our household, jobs, everything. But I thank you very much for being here. And I'm excited to get this going because we've been talking about it for quite some time now.
Yes. Yes, we have.
So, about 8 years ago, Meghan worked at Publix. She was a customer service manager. I worked at a tax company with my family. It was in tax, tax preparation and all those kind of things. And we were pregnant with our first child with Alexa. She is now 9, which is, about to be 9, which is about crazy. But we were looking for something that, would get us out of our routine jobs and our daily jobs. And it was something that, we didn't know where it was going to go, and that's kind of where the Druid Fleet kind of came upon. What do you remember about that? I mean, that was a crazy time.
We decided we were going to step out of our comfort zones, and we were going to start a business.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, that alone, starting a business was, we had started businesses, I guess, with the Intax and the check cashing business that we had done and all those kind of things. But the Druid Fleet was kind of something that just popped out of nowhere with a camera and a drone.
Literally, a camera and a drone.
An orange drone, I'll tell.
And you would practice outside of the house.
And inside the house.
And inside the house.
Yeah.
And you would take shots of the neighborhood. That's how you started.
I remember the first picture I ever took, and if I find it, I'll put it on here so everybody can see it. It was the picture of Turtle Run Park in Port St. Lucie, right by my parents' house. And it was so terrible. It was such an ugly picture now that I look at it.
We thought it was pretty legit when we started, though.
Yeah, it was highly saturated. That's what we'll say. But we evolved and everything, and we started doing a lot of things that we'll talk about later about in the episode and stuff. But it was a matter of learning how to fly the drone, not being afraid to fly the drone. And
let's just make it clear, I am not the drone flyer.
Yeah, no, she's not. She's never been the drone flyer. She always was my spotter and the person that kept an eye on the drone and all these things. And we learned a lot. I mean, we went a lot of different places.
We would go on drone adventures.
Drone days. We'll talk about that in a minute. But drone is kind of what took the Druid Fleet and made a name for ourselves,
As Alexa said, the drone dude.
The drone dude, yeah.
The drone dude.
Having to explain that.
Turned into the Druid Fleet.
having to explain that, what the Druid Fleet meant, or even having to spell that every time I said it, because I thought more people were going to understand it. And they didn't.
People would be like, the Druid Fleet?
Yeah, what is that?
Is there a fleet? Well, actually, there's only one, but we are the Druid Fleet.
Yeah, we are the Druid Fleet. We had one drone.
At the time, we had one drone.
At the time, we had one drone, and but we took a lot of pictures. I think that's kind of what made our name and what kind of got us into it. We would go all over the Treasure Coast and just take really cool pictures of marinas.
Well, you would go and take pictures of what was local, everything that was local to us that was special, that growing up here on the Treasure Coast and stuff, we would go showcase it.
Yeah, Fort Pierce. I mean, we took a ton of pictures in Fort Pierce, even nighttime long exposures, just what we thought was cool pictures. We weren't making money off of that. We weren't, it was just fun. I remember posting them in all the different Facebook groups. Fort Pierce Connection, shout out. Vero Beach neighborhood, and there's tons of people that do it. There's so many talented photographers that I met.
A lot of space launches. A lot of space launches,
like Alexa said. We did take a lot of pictures of SpaceX. That was super cool, and it was got us to learning more about cameras and all those kind of things. So the Druid Fleet came to be, and that was super exciting. I enjoyed that logo, which I'll probably pop somewhere here on the screen so you can see.
And then drum roll.
Ayala Films was born.
Yes.
And Ayala Films became something that I don't think we ever expected it to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it was super cool because like, you know, it validated us starting a business, I think, and like just not being successful, but just, you know, the knowledge of like, yeah, we can do it on our own, and we did. And we did.
Yeah. We did a lot of networking.
Yes.
Meeting a lot of vendors, doing a lot of wedding shows.
I mean, we still talk to all those vendors.
Yeah.
You know, some of those are our close friends.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, soon to be guests everywhere.
Yes.
So, you know, you
Yes.
guys have word of it already.
On the talking cameras.
On the talking cameras, that is correct. It was a very good learning experience the first few years, and then, you know, it's all come to fruition to what it is now. And by no means are we done. Like, you know, like we'll be. I think there's so much more to do, and so much more to capture, and so much more to show what our creative talent shows. So I'm excited to keep showing that. And just for so people that understand, Meghan doesn't necessarily come on video shoots anymore. Meghan is, like I said, behind the scenes, and but she was my second shooter for quite some time. Meghan K would come to weddings with me. She's second shoot with me, so she knows how to handle a camera.
He's real bossy. Let's just make that clear.
I am real
Yes.
bossy.
Anyone that works with us knows.
I mean, they can comment below and tell you they'll.
But a good bossy.
Yeah,
done.
exactly.
A good bossy.
I try to be a good bossy. It has to be, especially in this industry, because like, you know, if you want things done the right way, you have to direct the right way, and I don't know how to do that without being bossy. So sorry, guys. My apologies. But yeah, we would you know, our first wedding. Let's speak about that a little bit. Our first wedding, Amanda and no, it wasn't Amanda and Brandon. It
Shout out
was
to Samantha and Kyle.
Samantha and Kyle Booth.
Yes.
Yeah, at Lake Worth Casino. If you guys are watching, we remember your wedding. Like Meghan did. I don't think I could do it. There we go. If you're watching, we remember your wedding a lot. It was a big learning experience for us. We won't say, you know, it's very different than what we do now.
Yeah,
it's very
definitely.
different. It was learning. You know, I know they love their video, and I know that we still keep in touch with them, whether it be through liking pictures on Facebook or whatever it is. But it's super cool that 8 years later we can still, you know, talk to them or kind of like see how their family has evolved, because they have kids now.
Yeah. I remember us like setting up for the ceremony, trying to figure out where we were going to stand at, how we were going to get the best shots. But
we flew a drone in the room.
We flew a drone in the room.
Yeah, we flew a drone in the
I
room.
think we did that like a few times, and we're like, yeah, we learned a couple things. We're not going to do this again.
Which is crazy, because now it's like a thing with FPVs, but
yeah,
that's a different topic for a different day. But
how about when we decided to fly the drone that day at that wedding?
Well, that wasn't Samantha and Kyle's wedding. That was actually Amanda and Brandon's wedding.
Another Lake Worth wedding.
That was our second wedding that we had worked, and yeah, 8 years ago, this was our second wedding that we had ever worked. You know, I'll mention who it was. It was Amanda and Brandon. Shout out to you guys. You know, we still stay in touch. You have a beautiful family. We love seeing it. And, you know, every chance that we have to stay in touch, we have. So that's awesome. But back to the story. You know, we needed to get our drone shot. We needed to get a scenery shot. And Meghan over here was my spotter. And she was like making sure that nobody was around, that we could take off the drone and everything. And we were very much amateurs. You know, I had my Part 107. I had passed the test with flying colors. I had studied, but that doesn't mean a thing. What kind of day was it?
It was beautiful out. The beach was crowded, and the venue was on the beach.
Yes, the venue was right on the water.
And there was a lot of people there.
Yeah, there was. It was a hot summer day. I can't remember exactly what month the wedding was, but all I remember is there was a lot of people.
There was a lot of people.
But at that point in our career, we knew that the one shot that we needed was the drone shot.
So we said, fuck it, and we're going.
Yeah. And
so I spotted, and you went.
And I took the drone off, and we took it off of it was like a boardwalk kind of area.
I think it was even maybe on the bench of the boardwalk.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we just needed to get it done. And, you know, the drone went up, and I'm watching it go up, and it goes to like 100, 150 feet, and it just starts controlling itself.
Beach crowded.
Beach crowded. Meghan is trying, you know, Meghan can't really do anything. I have the remote in my hand, and I didn't know what to do. And this thing is going from side to side, and I'm just watching it in a fucking crowded beach of people. I'm like, if this is every thought crossed my mind. I was like, there ain't gonna be no more business. I'm pretty sure at the time we didn't have insurance. There was so many things that went through my head at that moment as to what could happen. But I still try to keep controlling the drone.
We were like, don't hit anybody. Whatever you do, don't hit anybody on this fucking beach.
I think that was the main thought process. And at one moment, the drone went left, and I just remember it tilting to the right and just shooting at what seemed like 500 miles per hour towards the ground.
And it was like, zoom, coming down right to this guy tanning on this like lounge chair face down and crashed right there in the sand next to him. Didn't even flinch.
And I didn't even.
Thank you, God, for not hitting anybody on that beach that day.
I didn't even see it. That was the thing.
Andres is like, where's the drone? Like right next to the guy laying in the tanning bed right there.
Well, I think I was trying to pick up my heart from the floor because I thought that it had hit somebody. And honestly, like at the level it hit, it would have hit somebody. I mean, we would have been fucked. There's just
fucked.
But
we weren't.
But we weren't.
And we learned a valuable lesson. We do not fly the drone in certain situations anymore.
Yeah, no.
For the safety of us and others.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, we're very responsible and we're much more aware of our surroundings and, of drone regulations and everything that comes with flying a drone and being safe with it. It took me a while to fly a drone after that.
Yeah. But hold on. Did we get the shot though?
We got the shot. And
that's all that matters.
The wedding video speaks for itself. At the time, it was our second one, and I thought it was an amazing video, and I still do. And it's one of those things you learn, and like Megan said, the drone experience just made us better at what we needed to know, and it was just one of those situations that I'll never forget. I still have up here in the office one of the blades that I kept that broke. And we got the drone repaired. We sold it. Everything was fine with the drone. But situations that you should be aware of when you're flying your drones, don't always trust the technology just because magnetizing and, flight zones and drone areas are a thing. And if you don't pay attention to those things, it can happen to you too. It could happen to any of us. I don't care how many years you've been flying a drone. So, yeah. Be safe with your drone, guys. Be safe with your drone, guys. That's one story we will never forget. And yeah, so thanks for listening to the story and drone safely. So we would go on these things called drone adventures or drone days, before we had Alexa, when we had Alexa. And they were fun. There's so many places in our area to go to in the Treasure Coast. It was super cool.
It was literally like love what you do, and like we would go on drone adventures and we would like showcase the Treasure Coast, like the best places that we knew, the best beaches that we knew, the scenery.
We found a ton of beaches too that we didn't know about, and and we still go to those beaches. A1A. There's so many places to get so many awesome drone shots.
Cool hideaway places.
Yeah, now it's more populated, so now there's just more scenery, more everything, but. We felt that those drone days and, it got validated that going and doing those things to like learn and get the shots and fly the drone faster, take the right picture and all those things. The pictures of the jetty, pictures of the Crosstown Bridge when it was built.
Downtown Fort Pierce, even the expressways, Turnpike 95, all these cool shots that we got in so many different ways. We felt validated when... The new Crosstown Bridge.
Yeah, the new Crosstown Bridge was very cool experience for us. I'll pop the picture in here when I find it. And it was there was a competition going on, and I think Megan's the one that told me about it.
So the new Crosstown Bridge was about to open, and we lived over there at that time. So we had a lot of pictures that we had taken of our neighborhood, Crosstown Bridge.
Yeah.
And your electrical box is the Crosstown Bridge picture.
Yeah, it was a nighttime sunset picture that we took of the bridge. I had done a video before of like when the Crosstown Bridge was being built, and I'd always go there once it was done because it's a cool shot, and one of our pictures was selected, and that was super cool. It validated that the drone pictures were something cool to do, and what gave us our name, and that picture sits on the north side of the bridge. And it's been there, and you know, we see it all the time. Our kids know it's there.
On the electrical box with the Ayala Films logo on it.
Yeah, it has the logo
along
on
with
it.
the Fort Pierce Seaway Drive electrical box that you have as well.
Yeah, the picture of the jetty, and that was super cool too, because that one caught us by surprise. We didn't even know that one went up.
No, we had a couple people message us and be like, "Hey, did you know?" We're like, "We did not know." That's super cool.
Yeah, and I'll put a picture of that up too, so everybody can see it. So you know, flying the drone, and like, you know, in the podcast with Alexa when she said that, you know, I used to fly the drone and I don't fly it anymore. It's life gets busy, and we have clients and jobs and all that, and you know, we're not able to fly the drone anymore as much as we used to. And I'd like to do that some more, and you know, get back to taking those pictures of our community and showing it off, because I felt like people liked them.
Yeah, people like to showcase where they live and show maybe people that are like up north or in other like locations that this is where they're from.
I mean, we sold canvases.
Yeah.
You know, we did the canvas selling for a while. It just wasn't for us. It was, you know, more work, adding more work to what we already had. But the people bought the canvases too, and some of my friends have them hanging in their living room and their offices. Shout out,
awesome pictures.
Shout out to you guys that bought our canvases, and we appreciate it. But we'll get back to it. We'll take some more pictures, and they'll be even better than before. So I'm looking forward to it. So as we spoke about 8 years ago when we started, we were the Druid Fleet Video Productions, and that lasted for a while. I think we did that for like three years, maybe 3 years. I think it was. You know, that's how we sold weddings. That's how we did commercials. That's how we did drone jobs. It had a drone on the logo. Again, here's the logo. You can see it right here. But we felt that we were moving fast and that we were evolving into the next level of filmmaking or videography, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, our thought process was that we needed something classier. We needed something that people knew it was us.
We needed to rebrand into what we are today.
Yeah. And that
high level customer service, personalized videography company.
Agreed. Yeah. And, you know, our last name was, you know, Ayala is what we're known for. We wear our last name proudly, whatever we do and however we do it. And that's how Ayala Films was born. It was, you know, the logo that we made was.
Do you remember COVID 2020 on your birthday that actually there was like probably 30 of us? Shout out to everyone that was there on the Zoom. And every single one of our friends everyone had Ayala Films merch, shirts, pens, hats. Everybody was wearing something. You should drop a picture of that.
If I find it, yeah. I mean, there is a picture of that somewhere, but it was a cool.
We're like, woo, Ayala Films.
We did a lot of merch. We had shirts, we had shot glasses,
we should
pens,
get some new stuff. Oh, yeah,
hats. I mean, the shirts. I'm wearing one of the shirts. Can you see it? Like, no, over here, right here. No, right here. There we go. But we had a ton of merch made, and it was super cool. And we gave it to a lot of our friends during our networking events, during wedding shows, and everything. We gave it. We had koozies. Remember, we still have koozies.
I'm actually laughing because I'm staring at this Ayala Films vest you used to make me wear when we used to second shoot. It was the hottest thing ever. It'd be like 100-degree weather, and it'd be like Ayala Films vest, but it could hold like everything in the pockets and everything. But it was so hot. And you have it posted up on your wall over there because I can actually see it.
Yeah, that vest was awesome, and yeah, I have a bunch of them still, and I love them. They were great to wear, and they were loud. They were very, like, the material was very loud. But yeah, Ayala Films is what we are now. We're happy, we're proud, and we rep it, you know, and our friends rep it too, and it's fun. It's like, you know, I feel like Ayala Films is what it will be for a long time, and I don't plan on changing it, you know, unless you know, things move in motion quicker and we figure out a new name, but I don't see why we would. So Ayala Films for life, Ayala Films for life, and you know, we're here for your video needs.
Ayala Films, Facebook, Instagram, www.ayalafilms.com. What's up?
There we go. She reps it too every day.
You gave me a list of topics.
I did.
But one of them is what sets you apart from other videography companies. Shout out to all of our other videography companies that we love, that are local, and who we worked with. We love you guys.
Shout out to all of you for sure.
I feel like we're all pretty supportive of each other, so we appreciate you guys. So what sets us apart, I feel like, is that we're very we're very outgoing people. We're very personable. We're very like all about like trying to make like your day literally the best day ever.
Quite literally.
Quite literally. And we're fun, and we like to make sure that you guys are having a great time, that you feel like that, you know, we're not there, that we're just friends that are there having a good time with you. You don't even know that the camera's there is pretty much what our goal is.
Yeah, and that's just for weddings, right? Like we just personality is a big aspect of our company, I feel like, and who we are and how we portray ourselves and everything. And I feel people feel that.
Well, I also feel like when you make people comfortable, like I don't like being on film, but I feel like when you make people so comfortable that you realize that they're not even there, like, or that they're so comfortable to be around you, they can be themselves and they're still having the best day at their wedding, or maybe we're doing a business shoot and they feel comfortable enough to be themselves and promote themselves how they want to be. That's something huge that you don't find that everywhere. That's something that's like a huge bonus to hire as a videography company, especially because these days everything's about video.
I agree. I mean, it's we're still friends with so many of the couples or business people that we've done, business with or filmed their weddings or anything. It's not just about filming the day, right? Like it's not about filming the event. Yeah, it's a business, and we're there to exchange money and give them a product and all those things, and however you want to look at a business. But I do agree. We are very personable. We are very fun. I think it's one of the things I preach to the people that come and work with me or work for me, however you want to look at it. Like, hey, we got to be alive. Like, we got to talk. All my guys that work with me can tell you that one of the main things is like, hey, just don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to express yourself and show these people that we're there to have fun and make sure that they have fun, right? Because that's the most important part. So, I've seen all sorts of different situations where somebody that just isn't a personable person and is working a wedding, for example, and just
That's
doesn't
how that outcome is,
yeah, it just doesn't go well.
Yeah. And you have to also, I feel like I will pride us also on that, we work well with others, but we also take the lead. We
Absolutely.
take the lead and make sure that your day is going smoothly or your business commercial is exactly how you want it, how we talked about it.
Bossy.
Yeah, bossy
Bossy.
shit gets stuff done. And that's just how it is here. You know what I mean? Like, that's why we produce what we produce and how Ayala Films is Ayala Films. Like,
I agree.
you don't stay in business for 8 years bullshitting
In this industry, at least.
right? It's hard. Anyone that's a vendor out there or in our industry knows too. Like, that's just
Videography isn't easy. I'm not, yeah, I don't need to sugarcoat that. Anybody that is a filmmaker, a videographer, or that is a photographer, and it's not easy.
now you have to like stay up to date on like the editing, the programs, the trends, the reels, the
Equipment,
the podcasts.
the podcast now.
The equipment for the podcast. I swear if I had $1 every time Andres was telling me he was buying some equipment for what now?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
He needs that.
We do. We use it, and that's something that we need, and something that we're using right now. I mean, look at the microphones. You can't see the cameras. The chairs we're sitting in, the duo caster we have right here. There's so many things that go into it, and we don't like half-assing it. That's one thing that we don't do. We don't half-ass our jobs, and I think that all that reflects on a call or on a discovery call or whatever you want to call them, that when we talk to like a client or a couple or whatever it is, I think that we reflect that we love what we do.
Yeah.
And I make sure we do, because I do love what I do, and then filming videos and editing the videos and making sure that I get those calls and the happy calls and the happy texts of how much they love their video, or like, how they can't wait to post it or whatever it may be. Those are what validate what I do.
And I feel like we
those.
read people's vibe pretty well too, that like you edit to match what they want, what they're looking for, and their personality. And I feel like that's like the perfect product delivery. Like you're giving them what they want and how they want it delivered. And
I like
maybe it might be the music wise, how they want to edit it, or or maybe us girls, like, hey, make sure you get my good side and don't get my ocean.
No, yeah. I mean, it's I like to pride myself in one thing, is that when any event, wedding, business, whatever it is, that I film, I remember every moment of that day. And
Literally, I don't know how he does it.
yeah, I don't know what it is.
Do you remember that when we used to work weddings or business commercials together? We literally loved what we did, that we would come home so excited. It'd be after 8 hours of 100-degree weather, and we would be like, let's look at our footage. What'd you get? What did I get? Hell yes. We got some good shots.
Yeah. And then especially back in the day, right? Because like I don't think we knew what a good shot was yet. Like we had so much in store for us, and
But it captured them
yeah,
or what they were looking for, and everything just grew accordingly. And you got better at being self-taught. And some people are like, how does Andres know how to do this? I'm like, literally fucking self-taught. I don't even fucking know. Let's be for real.
I mean, love what you do. As long as you love what you do, you'll learn anything you need to. And
he always has all the equipment you guys need. Has to have 10 cases of 100 cameras. I don't even know. Listen, okay.
a lot.
But yes, a lot.
But hey, whatever's going to make us successful and make sure that we have everything we need to get it done. So Ayala Films is here to make sure that it's done and it's done right. And our name or our reputation and our name is very important to us. And I don't half-ass it. It's just there's no chance.
And let's shout out to the people that work for us, because honestly, without them, literally,
I mean, there's so many guys that have been a part of this.
Yeah.
Like, have their own companies that like I support them, and I tell them like, hey man, like any way I can help, any way I can support you or anything. And I'm not the best. Some of these guys know way more than I do.
And I feel like it's vice versa. Like you guys are all like open, like, hey, like, I have this light that will work for you at this, or hey, you got this lens for this and everything. Like, so again, like working with other people and knowing other people in the industry and what you do is also like a huge bonus, because sometimes like maybe you need backup, or sometimes you're like, hey, I just saw this new program come out, like, about this, or just stuff like that. So a lot of you have seen a lot of our guys wearing Ayala Film shirts. Appreciate all of you guys. A huge shout out to Andrew.
Yeah, my guy Andrew. He's my main guy. He knows it.
Whoop, whoop. Andrew, thank you so much.
We appreciate you so much, brother. And there's so many other names I can mention, from Paul, JT,
Rusty.
Mario, Rusty, David when he's come out. There's just so many, Hyro, so many people that I've met, that I've worked with. Nick Rolla, Chaz. Remember Chaz?
Yeah.
Chaz was our first guy that was.
Chaz got this thing going on.
Yeah,
Proud of him.
There's just it's along the way, right? And I've stayed in touch with everybody, and I love seeing them succeed. That's all that matters to me. And like, as long as they succeed, it means they're doing what they love, and it's fun. And it's a community, right? The videography community is a community, and we've helped each other. So I'm very happy to be a part of it. Every videographer and every filmmaker, whatever you want to call us, there is a style. Everybody has a different style. We shoot in our own different ways. We all got different creative minds. From the first wedding we shot to like the last wedding we shot, it's just night and day. The shots that we get, the shots that we got back then, it's been an evolution, is what I like to call it. I feel like, and I think you've seen the growth. I mean, Meghan is the last person to see the video after I spent hours on hours in my office on this computer back here, just editing. And she's like, I gotta ask her.
It's like, sends me the video. Is like, all right, watch this, and I'm like, okay, listen, I love this, and this.
Rule of thumb: if Meghan cries, I'm delivering the video. So, and it's just a given. If Meghan's crying, it's a good video, and she cries most of the time. The goal isn't to make you cry, but in a way, it is to make you cry. Because
pretty sure we were filming a wedding one time, and I was second shooter. I didn't even know the couple, and Andres looks over, we're filming the ceremony, and he's like, are you crying? And I'm like, I can't help it. And I'm literally like at the tripod with the camera crying.
Crying. Like you've never met them. Like,
I was like, get it together. I'm like, okay, sorry.
I've cried at weddings. I mean, I've had moments at weddings during father-daughter dances, just because what that means to me, and like just ceremonies. everybody's different. There's very emotional people. There's some people that aren't, and and that's where my style comes in. Like, I like to call our style documentary style. And like, I let's speak in terms of weddings. Like, I will not sit there and film the couple holding hands for 8 hours a day and film them kissing for 8 hours a day and all these things. And there are videos out there and they're beautiful, like, very cinematic things that have couples kissing and holding hands, and it's all about the couple. But I just feel like it's about so much more. It's about showing so much more. And the same with business videos.
Yes.
Right. It's about showing the clientele that you're trying, or your families and friends and weddings, what they didn't see.
Yeah.
And that's my style. Like, and I like to explain that. I like to tell my people that, or my clients that, because if you watch my videos, they just speak for themselves. It's like you see things, and that's one of the main comments I get. I mean, we just had a bride last week tell us that she relived her day and is crying, laughing, at all the emotions all over again, because we caught things that to this day she still hadn't seen.
Yeah, I feel like that we're pretty like accurate about making sure that we know ahead, during, and after what's most important to the client, whether it be a bride or a business commercial or promo. And we go above and beyond to make sure that we deliver that product exactly how that client wanted it.
Well, it's planning too, right? It's making sure that, that's where the networking, everything that we did in the past, and like, learning who the photographer is. I love working with any and all photographers. They're not all easy. But it's always a matter of getting the client what they want, and then making sure that we do it as a team. So that's very important to me too. And I let that be known. Like, it doesn't matter who your photographer is. If I know them, great. That means we're going to work great together. And if I don't know them, great too, because we're going to work well together, however it is. So, but the personable part, that's where it comes into. Like, you got to be personable to be able to work with anybody. And I feel we accomplished that.
I feel like when you make people more comfortable behind the camera, because sometimes the camera can be intimidating.
Yes.
That it just goes for a smoother process. Like everyone in the video, what if you're easy and smooth and relaxed, they're going to be easy, smooth, and relaxed, and everyone's going to have a good time, and they're not even going to notice that they're on camera anymore. And that's either in a wedding video or a business commercial. You're going to make sure that you get the shot, but it's done clean, smoothly, and even those people are comfortable if they don't even know that you're there.
Let's talk about artificial intelligence in video. Have you thought about it? What are you going to do with it? Photography has it. Videography, it's coming. Let's talk about this a little bit more. I am for it up to a certain extent, right? Like, you see photography. There's artificial intelligence. There's programs that will cull your pictures, organize them for you, and edit them for you. They will even add the fountains, add like all the pretty stuff. I've seen it done. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I've seen it done. It's convenient. It makes it easy. Editing pictures and videos is a lot of work. You know it. I mean, you see me back here for hours upon hours editing this stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm a little like about AI, but like I feel like business wise that a lot of people are definitely using AI for different things, whether it be photography, videography. It's catching people's interest, or it's part of the future and everything.
It's made everything easier for people.
But I feel like it's also noticeable. Like, I feel like things are noticeable with AI. Like, sometimes the pictures, like, you're like, oh, that person doesn't look like that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's especially where they are sometimes too. You can tell with the content fill or whatever it's called. You can do so many things. I mean, I've seen it done. I do it myself just to make a picture look cool. But
I'm sure it cuts down time. It cuts down, like, I use AI for my, like, in my real estate stuff sometimes, like, typing a letter out, or, sometimes it just, it makes it sound nicer. It's quicker.
Sure.
So it saves time in business, and that it is beneficial, but it's also scary.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's it's like the movie iRobot, or like, there's just so many artificial intelligence movies I could bring up right now. It's just it's the world moving forward. It's technology, and it's gonna happen, and the AI is only gonna get better as we move on. And yeah, it is kind of scary, but at the same time, in terms of video, um, one main thing in video is being able to like just put it in perspective with what Adobe's about to come out with, and it's their version of AI for video. Being able to remove an item from a video and the process that it takes to do, because you can do it, and not on all videos and not on all clips, but doing it's a process. It's like, and I'm not even, if you're a videographer and you've done it, I'm not even going to get into it because you know what the process is. But I was watching this video, and the AI that is coming out will remove it for you just by typing in, remove this from this video.
That's insane.
That's super crazy. And like, it's very time efficient for what I do and for what I'm trying to accomplish. But at the same time, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it is. I'm excited to see what it does. And it's going to change the video world again. I mean, the video world is changed already in so many different ways because of so many different things, just equipment, cameras that have come out, iPhones, content creators that are out there now. It's not just videography. Like, everybody's a content creator now. Like, influencers, like, they're not videographers. Like, they might have a videographer or they're using their fucking phone.
They definitely
it's like,
have
yeah,
their phones.
it's like, an iPhone, this right here is such a tool for myself. I mean, not just, people that are competition to me. It's just, it's easy now. Making video is easy. And I try to educate people by telling them this, like,
It's also very timely though. And a lot
The
of work
quality
is put
of it
into
is.
it. The quality, the equipment that you provide. It's not just like, I bought this latest camera. It's literally every single equipment piece that you invest in, that you take care of, that you bring with you, that you set up, that you break down. It's a lot of work, and that's just getting the footage. That's not even cutting it, going through it, going through all the raw footage, putting it all together in this crazy program. Have you fucking seen this? This is crazy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even know where to start. So I'm sure AI might make things easier too, maybe in the future, but
it will 100%.
yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing with ChatGPT and all these different AI softwares there are out there. It's about making it easy and convenient. It's like Siri. It's like anything on your phone. And like, there's phones with AI now. It's taken over, and it's going to take over more, but I'm excited to see it. And I'm excited to see how it benefits you, how it benefits us, how we can finally be able to use it. Cause I use ChatGPT. Like, I feel like everybody does, but that's the only form of AI I've used. For pictures that we do edit, I do those myself. I don't use AI for that. I've used, to play around with it, but I'm excited for video, and I'm excited what it's going to do for this industry. So, hurry up, Adobe, release it. So let's move forward, and I can't wait to see it. Is networking important for your business? Do you network, and how do you network? Did it help your business become what it is today? I'll tell you what we did, and you can tell us if it works for you. So when we started the Druid Fleet, we didn't know what to do. Like, I had no freaking idea how to get my name out there, our name out there, how to meet people, how to like propose people that like, hey, you need a video for your wedding or for your business. I had no idea. Like, I don't think you had an idea.
Yeah.
It was, we came to find out about wedding shows. I think that's the first kind of networking that we did, aside from, when we started going to different networking groups in the mornings and stuff like that and starting to meet people. And this is honestly, like, I feel like 8 years ago is when all this got started. The Marriott was the first wedding show that we did. I remember it, we
didn't even talk about why we even started videography in the first place, really.
Yeah, I mean, we got married at the Marriott, 10 years ago, and we didn't have a videographer. That's kind of one of the reasons that we talked about on why we were.
It wasn't a thing yet, really. It was like
it was super expensive.
It was. I don't even really think it was really a thing. What was offered, like we had those iPods.
Yeah,
We had
the
iPads.
Weddits it was called.
Weddits, iPods, and we gave them to like a couple of our friends.
Yeah.
And they recorded whatever they wanted, and then there was an option like we could blend it all together for you, and we'll send you a video.
Yeah. And at the time, it was too expensive, and we're like, no, we'll just take all the clips, and like, and then we had a ton of them. We still have them. But we inquired for videography, but it just wasn't, at the time it wasn't a thing for us. We thought it had it figured out, with the phones or with the iPods or whatever it was. The iTouches is what it was. That's what it was, the iTouches. And we were happy with that at the time.
Well, I mean, so we've been married for 10 years now, and I feel like even video on your phone had just come out really at that point. So
good video, at least.
Yeah. So videography really wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we started too. We were like, damn, we really wish we had a video of like, you plan and you do all this stuff for your big day and all this stuff, and you don't really get to see half of it. That's like the sweet part about like going and getting like a video afterwards. Like you're like, oh my God, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see my reception. Like I walked in and it was so busy. You didn't even notice all the details, that all the hard work you put into it. And you're like, wow, this is crazy. Like, or how about like your about to be husband getting ready and like his dad putting his jacket on, or, just like special moments that you don't get to see because you're in a different room. Or if you do like
you just have the memories instead of being able to see it.
Yeah,
that's kind of like
a picture always creates like beautiful memories, but I just feel like a video is like reliving it.
Yeah, it shows it to you.
Yeah,
it relives it for you, and it brings up the emotions that you felt in that moment. Like, there's so many moments from our wedding day that I wish I could relive. Like, and like, I have memories of them and everything, and they're great, and I remember them just like they were yesterday. But I now understand why video is that important. And back then, it just didn't seem as important as it is today. Like, I don't even think social media was as big as it is today back then.
No.
And that's a big factor.
Yeah.
That's a big factor. So going back to like the networking aspect of things, and then like how it helped our businesses, we got our name out there. We some of the people we met at that first show, we still talk to. A videographer on that day, I still talk to him.
Vendors that were vendors for our wedding.
Yeah, exactly. People that, it's just interesting. Like through the years, the amount of people that we met that we still talk to that are still in business. Which shout out to you, all of you that keep working hard and keep doing what you love, because like that's all that matters. If everybody does what they love, then everybody should be successful. Unfortunately, that's not how it works, but. At least everybody's doing what they love. And I'm very happy that we did go out and put the footwork and did everything we did, because we went to a lot of wedding shows.
A lot of wedding shows. We did a lot of free products, a lot of putting ourselves out there and doing the work to get where we needed to go, because we really wanted it and we really wanted to succeed, and we believed in Ayala Films. Yeah,
and word of mouth is a thing. Word of mouth is a thing, and referrals are a thing. And I can tell you specifically like a story like, the Crowley family.
Mm-hmm.
We have filmed two weddings in their family, and hopefully we film more. They refer us out all the time, but that family, shout out to you guys. Your weddings are so much fun. It's just, there's no other way of saying it. And every time there's been a wedding, they've called us and they've opened up their family to us, and it's been so cool. And I think that's just a big form of flattery for us. Like, just families that hire us over and over again to film, whether it's their business or their weddings or their family weddings, because it means a lot. It means they really enjoyed us, and we really enjoyed them. So like, it was just an example of how networking and word of mouth and referrals and everything becomes a thing. So
and we do weddings, birthdays,
quinceañeras,
business commercials,
sweet 16s. Anything, any form of video, as long as we're able to do it, we'll do it. We'll figure out a way to get creative.
We've done a couple of crazy other like things in between. And listen, no adult film we have not done.
No.
I remember we were at a wedding. I remember we were at a
wedding show.
We were at a wedding show. It was when we first started at. It was like our first year. We were super pumped. We had like all of Andreas's like aerial drone shots that we've taken, or space launch photos. And here comes this guy walking over, like, again.
Older guy, too.
Film was just kind of really, like, getting, like, big, and he walks over and he's like, "What kind of film?
Do you do private filming?
Do you do like private adult filming?" And like me, over my head, I'm like, "Yeah, of course we do all sorts of filming. Like, what kind of filming are you talking about?" And then Andres is like, "Megan,
He's asking you to film a porn, just so you know.
we don't do those, okay? So yeah, find
Just
someone else." Sorry about
FYI, since Megan brought that story up, no, we did not film the porn. We didn't ask how much they were charging. It was a very older couple. But we appreciated being asked, I guess. I don't even know how to explain that. It was a funny situation, but I had forgotten about it up until now, and now
We're
I
not
remember.
filming,
So
and
thank
we're
you
not
very much.
we're not filming, and we're not editing that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm out. We filmed some very different kind of videos in our first few years, but all of it helped us grow, and all of it helped us become what we are today. And I'm very excited for what the future holds. I know we have a lot of goals and a lot of things that we want to do with the video company, and we'll keep working hard towards them. So with that, and all these fun conversations and everything you guys got to know, I just got to say thank you very much to my beautiful wife for coming on the Talking Cameras and being episode 1. It was super fun. I'm sure we'll get better from here. I appreciate everything you've done for me, for Ayala Films, and for our family as a whole. You are very important to us and to this company and everything. And I thank you for coming and supporting me and all my crazy ideas and my crazy equipment buys. And I love you.
Love you too. Thank you very much.